Beneath the hierarchy of demonic fiends lies the Balgura, an unbridled force of raw brutality, neither as tactical nor as cunning as some of its brethren. The Balgura thrives in its chaos, leaving a wake of devastation with every frenzied charge. With its grotesque features, formidable muscle, and dark intent, this demon is a grotesque manifestation of the Abyss's unstoppable pull towards anarchy. Tread carefully, Avengers, for the realm of the Balgura neither wit nor elegance holds sway, only sheer unrelenting ferocity. But in layman's terms, is basically a demon monkey. Now that we know what a Balgura is, let's talk features. Hey, the Balgura may not be strutting around with full plate armor, but with an AC of 15, it's not exactly defenseless. Think of it as wearing a natural coat of stay the heck away from me. On that note, while I'm not a walking tank with 68 hit points, this means this fellow is not going down without a fight. That's more than enough HP to ruin your day or still have time for demonic yoga. Now put that picture in mind, it's still technically a giant monkey. Demon monkey, whatever. Now it's also fast on his feet and just as quick as climbing. It's like Spider-Man but uglier and significantly more malevolent. Nowhere is safe when this guy starts prowling. Or climbing. Crawling. You get the gist of it. Now let's talk about his stats. This demon is a powerhouse, no debate about it. And 18 strength means it doesn't just open jam jars. It rips them apart. If you find yourself within arm's reach of this behemoth, good luck. You'll need it. And it's not just amount of brute strength, mind you. With a 15 in dexterity, this creature can do more than just stomp around. It can dodge, weave, and perhaps even salsa dance its way into your worst nightmares. Ew, the horror. Now with a 16 in constitution, this fiend is tougher than overcooked steak. This isn't just some sort of demon that keels over because you landed a couple of good hits. It's going to be in your face, gnashing and thrashing, long after you wish I had given up the ghost. We then have, intelligence. The Balgura's Achilles heel. With a score of 7, this isn't the demon you'll catch doing Sudoku puzzles in his downtime. However, don't underestimate it. When it lacks in book smarts, it makes up in raw destructive power. Now, the Balgura is surprisingly wise for a creature that embodies recklessness. This demon knows when to strike, how to strike, and whom to strike. With a wisdom score of 14, it got a keen understanding of its surrounding, enough to stalk its prey with unsettling accuracy. Lastly, okay, so it's not going to win any beauty contest, nor is it going to charm the pants of anyone. With a charisma score of 9, this demon is strong, silent type, the kind that lets his fist do the talking. In summary, the Balgura may not be the full package in traditional sense, but when it comes to wreaking havoc and instilling fear, it's got its bases covered. Now let's talk about its saving throws. The Balgura isn't just good at smashing and howling, it's got saving throws that will make an Olympic gymnast jealous. With a dexterity saving throw of +5, it dodges fireballs in dodgy situations like it's participating in the Abyssal Olympics. Seriously, it's almost like this guy's doing the cha-cha slide right out of your well-planned traps. Let's not forget about that constitution saving throw of +6. This isn't just some run-of-the-mill sniffle fighting resilience. Oh no, we're talking about a demon that can probably outdrink your Jorvik cleric and still not call in sick the next day. If the Balgura had a dating profile, it would probably read, likes long walks through the abyss and has a stomach of steel. Dislikes holy water and commitment. With that out of the way, let's get to the features. The classic demon holiday package, resistant to cold, fire, lightning elements like an old season tire. Your fireball spell might just be a warm embrace for this creature. Try poisoning it? Nice try. Its immunity says if it cared for drinks, it would have its martini poisoned, not shaken. Now can it be poisoned? Well, it's like trying to drown a fish. Won't work now, will it? It's a no, Just can't be poisoned. With a blind sight of 30 feet, a dark vision of 120 feet for the Balgura, it sees you when you're sleeping and knows when you're awake, and not in a fun Santa Claus way. More like, I see you, now I chase you, now you run. It can speak Abyssal and has a telepathy of 120 feet. If it could speak, it would say, get over here and let me smash you. Fortunately or unfortunately, it can just think it loudly in your direction. You'd expect something that looks like a reject from the island of Dr. Monroe to just rely on smashing things. But no, Mr. Balgura here can actually cast spells. He's got a spells DC of 13, which isn't exactly Archmage level, but it's enough to trip up many an adventurer. Now for its spells, it has Entangle once a day. As if his fists weren't entangling enough. When casting, the ground in a 20-foot square starting within range is filled with difficult terrain as plants turn into nature's handcuffs. Creatures in the area must succeed a strength saving throw or be restrained. Remember, when you got your foot stuck in the rabbit hole? This is like that, but intentionally malevolent and more viney. We then have Phantasmal Force once a day. Oh, did you think the dragon was real? No, just your mind playing tricks on you. Courtesy of the Balgura's magical prowess. If creature you choose within range perceives an illusion from the spell's duration. If the target makes an intelligence saving throw, They can discern the illusion from what it is and what is not. They believe it to be real, even taking 1d6 psychic damage each round from their perceived threats. Talk about a mind trip. We then have the Sky Self 2 times a day. Ever want to see a Balgura impersonate a gnome? With this spell, the Balgura can appear as someone else, though it doesn't change his voice, body, or actions. Just remember that if that tavern bartender suddenly has a tail and huge fangs, you might want to skip the drink. And lastly, invisibility 2 times a day, self only. Remember playing hide and seek as a kid? Well, it's like that, but the Balgura is way better at the hiding part. It turns invisible, vanishing from sight entirely until it attacks or casts another spell. Surprise! Peekaboo attacks have never been this terrifying. Now we go to his combat actions. Why hit you once when he can hit you 3 times? The Balgura's motto seems to be, why settle for 1 punch when you can have a combo meal? It attacks with 1 bite attack and 2 fists. It's like a demonic 1-2-3 punch, except the first punch is more of a chump. Speaking of a chump, let's talk about his bite attack. Picture being bitten by a very angry, very large ape. With a +7 to hit and 11 or 2d6 plus 4 piercing damage, that's not just a love bite, it's a I might eat you bite. Let's talk about his fist attack, and after the appetizer bite comes the main course. 2 big fist attacks at a +7 to hit, doing 9 or 1d10 plus 4 bludgeoning damage each. At this point, you might be considering a change in profession, maybe accounting is less hazardous. Now that we talk about its features, let's talk settings. As usual, here are 3 settings that can work for your world. For number 1, we have the Lost Jungle of Caelynth. A dense, eerie jungle that few dare to enter. Caelynth is said to harbor an ancient relic from a forgotten demonic cult. The jungle has recently started to expand, swallowing nearby villages. It's up to the adventurers to stop it. Unbeknownst to them, a Balgura named Grauk controls the jungle's growth. Here are 2 plot hooks that can help you out. Vines of Despair. Villagers near Caelynth are going missing, only to reappear as vine-wrapped corpses. Who or what is behind it? Or the Heart of Caelynth. An ancient relic set to control the jungle itself is rumored to be hidden within its depths. Can it be used to halt Caelynth's expansion? For a unique element, the jungle itself reacts to intruders, becoming denser and more dangerous, manipulated by the Balgura's abyssal magic. And for a twist, Grauk is not acting alone. A tribe of Druid worships him, believing he is an ancient nature god. When the players defeat him, they must then decide what to do with the misled followers. For the second setting, we have the Abyssal Mine. An underground mine was a prosperous source of rare gems until it hit the Abyssal Pocket, releasing demonic energy and a Balgura named Thorsk. Now, the mine is a maze of darkness filled with monstrous transformations of the original miners. Here's the plot hooks that can help out. The Miner's Blight. Miners have been disappearing, and strange abyssal-infused gems are now the only thing found in the mine. Or we can use Seal the Rift. Scholars believe the mine intersected an abyssal rift, and it needs to be closed before more demons emerge. For unique element, abyssal gems scattered throughout the mine offer tempting power-ups, but also risk corrupting those who use them. For a twist, the mine's owner knew about the abyssal rift and continued the mining operation anyway, hoping to harness his energy. The adventurers must decide his fate. For a third setting, the Cursed Circus of Balgura. An enigmatic circus has rolled into town, charming the locals with otherworldly performances. However, anyone who joins the circus seems to vanish. It is later revealed that a Balgura named Cephalic controls the circus and feeds off the souls of the enchanted audience. Here's 2 plot hooks to help you out. The first, the disappearing act. Local folks are going missing. Can you unveil the circus secrets before the final curtain falls? Or a soulful performance. The circus' main event is a performance that promises to be life-altering. What could go wrong? We then have a unique element. The circus animals are actually polymorph victims of Cephalic, and they can provide clues if communicated with. For a twist, the circus ringleader is a fallen celestial bound by a pact with Cephalic. Upon the Balgura's defeat, the celestial gains freedom, but has a crisis of faith and morality. That's all we have for settings. Let's talk about unique features. I created the following features to enhance the Balgura's already powerful repertoire. Our first feature is Raging Howl. As an action, the Balgura lets out a hellish howl that can be heard up to 300 feet away. Every creature within 60 feet of the radius must make a DC 16 Wisdom saving throw, or become frightened until the end of the next turn. The Balgura doesn't just break glass with its howl, it breaks wills. When you hear this gargoyle primal scream echoing through the night, let's just say it's an invitation for a dinner party, unless you're the main course. We then have Abyssal Grasp. If the Balgura hits a target with both of its fist attacks during a single turn, the target must make a DC 15 saving throw, or be grappled. While grappled in this way, the target takes 2d6 necrotic damage at the end of each of its turns. Do you believe in love at first sight? No? Well, the Balgura believes in grapple at first double punch. If it lays his hands on you, it's not to give you a hug. You're not just stuck, you're stuck and decaying. It's like a toxic relationship, but way faster. Lastly, we have Demonic Ferocity. When reduced to half its hit points or less, the Balgura gains extra attack during its multi-attack action, and its movement speed increases by 10 feet. You thought the Balgura was mad before, just wait until you see it with half its health. Then it becomes the embodiment of, you won't like me when I'm angry. If this demon were a video game boss, this is where the heavy metal soundtrack will start. Remember, this new features ramp up with the Balgura's challenge, so prepare your adventures for a tougher fight. That's all for today's video. Please like, follow, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next drop. If you enjoyed this content, check out our other stuff. Do it. You know you want to. Also, tell me about your favorite encounter with a Balgura in the comment section below. Have a good one.